Oh man, week 11. We had some pretty great games, I would say, this week. Some pretty big prime times, some blowouts, some close games. I would say the lackluster 3 o'clock games were kind of the big letdown, I would say, for the week. But outside of that, I mean, there were some great 12 o'clocks. Prime time games were obviously really great. My pick percentage went up. Basically, I mean, I'm kind of stuck at the 59% right now, but uh, yeah, a lot of great games to go over. A lot of boring ones to go over as well. So don't fall asleep on me on those. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for this week. I would say next week's games are this Thanksgiving week and all that is going to be pretty decent as well. But we'll kind of see how that goes. Let's go on with Thursday night. We had the Bengals at Baltimore here, and this game was not something that should have happened in the way that it did. So Joe Burrow, for whatever reason, and the Bengals just kept him off the injury report. If the Bengals would have listed him that, hey, he's kind of questionable with a ligament in his wrist, I probably wouldn't have picked the Bengals to win this game. But, they didn't put him on the injury report. They didn't say nothing. So I was like, hey, the Bengals have a better team right now. And the Bengals were winning. They were winning. I believe 10-7. And then Joey Burrow goes out. Jake Browning kind of stalls the offense, and it just goes downhill from there. The Ravens just keep going and just score. Odell Beckham had a decent game. But outside of that, I mean, this was kind of a lackluster game once Joey Burrow got hurt. But yeah, now he's out for the season. The Bengals' hopes of playoffs are just thrown out the window. Ravens kind of got a free win here, and we'll kind of see how everything plays out. But yeah, pretty boring game once Joe Burrow got out. So that was kind of lame. Not even really gonna say big props to the Ravens there, but let's go into the Titans and the Jaguars. This game was very lackluster. I would say the offense just was pretty much non-existent. Outside of those 2 drives, but yeah, the Jaguars just kind of casually won this game. It wasn't anything special, nothing flashy, but they just managed to put up some points. And, once you do that against a team that has trouble scoring, you kind of just end up blowing them out on accident. But, yeah, DeAndre Hopkins, what a stupid decision for him to make that going to Tennessee. I mean, there's no reason why he should have ever picked there. I don't really even feel sorry for him anymore. But as you can see here, they dominated on pretty much every category. They had more first downs, more third down conversions, more fourth down conversions, more rushing yards, more passing yards, even less penalties committed, and time of possession obviously dominated there. So pretty easy win for the Jaguars. It wasn't anything flashy, but yeah, big division win, I guess, for them. Next we have the Chargers and the Packers, and by the way, I did get the Bengals-Ravens game wrong. I got the Titans-Jaguars game correct. The Chargers and the Packers game, I did get this game wrong. I did have the Chargers winning this. They very much easily should have won this. There was just a lot of that one guy, I always forget his name, but he dropped the catch. He's like a rookie. Everyone had so much hype going into his year, and what does he do? He drops a game-winning touchdown. He probably could have scored on that if, he was able to catch it correctly. If anything, at least get the Chargers in field goal range to at least attempt a game-winning field goal with one of the best kickers, I believe, that they have. And, yeah, just a big loss for the Chargers. I'm not complaining about it, though, because, division loss for us. But, yeah, Green Bay pretty much dominated this whole game. They just kind of kept it in control. They had more first downs. They just had more total consistency, I guess, throughout the game. and the time possession was just a little bit better. But yeah, this was a pretty tight game, back and forth. I don't think there was any real big lead changes, but yeah, Green Bay just kind of came in, rallied back, kind of down a little bit, but pretty easy win, or not a pretty easy win, but a pretty lucky win, I would say, for the Packers, for that guy to miss that kind of catch. Next, we have the Giants and the Commanders. I did get this game wrong as well. I did have the Commanders winning. The Commanders had a great game previous week, and, the Giants, what do? Actually, Sam Howell had a pretty great game last week. Tommy DeVito probably didn't have a great game last week. And then this week, Tommy DeVito throws 246, 3 touchdowns, perfect passer rating. Sam Howell, 255, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. Horrible picks, by the way. Really, really bad picks for Sam Howell. Those were like some very, very stupid decisions. The Commanders are just not a good team in many ways and many reasons. I think the biggest one would have to be the fact that it's just inconsistent and I guess lack of awareness. This team just doesn't have great situational football. And yeah, I think that just comes down to coaching and just execution. But they're just not a great team. And it annoys me that the Broncos lost to this team. But you can see here, the Giants won this game, and they had 15 less first downs. They had 9 minutes less possession time, and they put up 11 more points. That's just unheard of. It's pretty insane. It just shows how bad these interceptions were for Washington. Very, very bad interceptions. Next, we have the Raiders and the Dolphins. I did get this game correct. I did have the Dolphins. This game was a lot closer than it should have been. Tyreek Hill did get hurt with a hand injury of some sort, I believe, or wrist, elbow, or something like that. Aiden O'Connell, though, 3 picks. They were just slinging it. They just weren't given. The run game wasn't there. It wasn't there. They resulted to air attack and, just didn't work out at all. Tua didn't have a great game. He should have had at least 3 or 4 touchdowns. You could really see how the offense changes when Tyreek gets hurt. Tyreek still put up some big numbers even before, but yeah, this was a pretty easy win, even though it was close. But yeah, the Raiders are close, man. They're kind of close. They just need better. They're playing without a head coach. They're playing without a starting quarterback. Those are 2 very important things that you need for the offense. And, yeah. Next, we have the Cardinals and the Texans. I did pick the Texans to win this game. And, Kyler Murray, he still isn't 100%. He has a lot of rust. C.J. Stroud probably had his worst game of the season, and they still won. This proves to you how bad the Cardinals are on the offensive side of the ball. C.J. Stroud, those 3 picks. And, yeah. Now, Devin Singletary, I saw a stat. It said that this is his first ever back-to-back 100-yard game in his entire career. And I thought that was a little strange because I could have swore he's done that at least 2 or 3 times. But apparently he hasn't. Tank Dell is a very underrated I don't consider him like a wide receiver 1, more like a slot receiver, but hey, he's doing some big numbers and helping the offense, put up some points, so it's pretty good. This game was a little closer than I think it needed to be. Those 3 picks really is what altered this game to make it this close, but the Texans, I feel like, should have really blew out the Cardinals, so there's not really a lot to go off of there. Next, we have the Bears at Detroit. This game was actually fairly close for pretty much no reason at all. Lions came back and just kind of rallied back at the end and really solidified the win. So really big props to them for able to kind of close out a game. Jared Goff was just throwing picks left and right. Probably one of his worst games I've ever seen Jared Goff play. just hands down not being smart with the football and almost let this win kind of just slip away. This was a win that the Bears, I think, should have really took advantage of because Jared Goff gave them a lot of opportunities to win that game. Next, we have the Steelers and the Browns. A very boring, slow-paced game, low-scoring game. This was, I did get the Lions game correct, by the way. I did get this game wrong. I did pick the Steelers. The fact that the Browns are 7-3 with a backup quarterback who doesn't even throw touchdowns is incredible. I mean, the Browns are a gritty team just finding ways to win. I mean, they're 7-3 without their starting quarterback. That makes no sense. You know what I mean? No sense at all. And sorry about that. The Browns had 8 more first downs, more third down completions. Just overall, it's just insane to me. And the fact that this game was even close and such a low-scoring game, and then the fact that the Browns won, is just a lot of things happened in that game to make that happen, and I just cannot believe that it did. This is another game. I just really felt like there was absolutely no way that the Cowboys were going to lose this type of game. But at the end of the first quarter, it was only 7-0. The game was still in reach, and then very quickly, Bryce Young was able to do his usual thing and turn the ball over. And I believe he threw a pick six, and the offense for the Panthers, I was really kind of watching this game, and it just really showed how random this offense is and the players that are on it. It just doesn't work. Everything top to bottom just doesn't work. The scheme doesn't work. The players that are put in this scheme don't fit it. Plus, the players just haven't. It seems like they have no chemistry. The offensive line is horrible. Feels like none of them are on the same page. Someone's always getting beat, like really beat, and then Bryce Young, is in a rush most of the time, so he's making like a decision on the fly, ends up throwing really bad passes and wasting drives. It's very frustrating to see. I'm pretty sure from the defensive perspective on the Panthers there, but. As you can see here, it was a blowout. Dallas dominated every category. There's not really much to say on this one. Next, we have the lackluster 3 o'clock games. In my opinion, these are all duds. Nothing was really that interesting, in my opinion. The Buccaneers and the 49ers. The 49ers had no business losing this game. Pretty much a blowout. Brock Purdy probably had his greatest game as a quarterback in the NFL. Baker Mayfield didn't really do that great. But at the same time, Baker Mayfield he's playing with scraps, it feels like. There's no one on the Buccaneers offense who's like a real playmaker anymore. Mike Evans has been okay his entire career. I haven't seen him as an elite tier receiver. And he's had some great quarterbacks. I just don't see him as an elite guy. And week in and week out, he's just inconsistent. He had 43 yards today and a touchdown. He'll go on probably next game, maybe get 2 catches for 20 yards. Next game, he's going to have like 7 catches for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns or something. He's just very inconsistent, and it's pretty annoying to see that. Brandon Ayuk had a great game, 156 on a touchdown. But as you can see here, it's just a matter of execution and just putting points on the board, and the stats aren't really going to show it, but the 49ers were very much in control here. Next, we have the Jets and the Bills, and this game was a huge blowout. The Bills lost this. The Jets lost this completely. Zach Wilson got benched. This was just a blowout, not entertaining whatsoever. The Bills kind of were just doing whatever they wanted. At this point in the season, it's just tank season, I believe, for the Jets. There's nothing left to salvage for this season, and Zach Wilson is all the way on the third string. He's not going to be on the team next year, and they're rocking with whatever other quarterbacks they got on the roster right now. But yeah, not really anything to go off here. This was a very, very, very easy win for the Bills. And the last 3 o'clock game is the Seahawks and the Rams. I did get this game wrong. I did pick the Seahawks. The Rams won on a last-second field goal. And outside of that, this game was very boring. The fourth quarter, the Rams just kind of came alive, was able to seal the win, but neither team played great. It was just poor performances from all around, but they were able to, close out the win. So, that's all you need. A dub is a dub, but this was a very, very lackluster game. The Seahawks could have very much easily beat the Rams. There's no reason, but yeah, Drew Lock went in for like 2 plays through a pick, and Geno Smith was kind of banged up this game, but no real excuse in my opinion. Next we have Sunday night, prime time, back-to-back weeks for the Broncos, and what a game. The Broncos kicked 5 field goals. 5 field goals. It's pretty insane, and then you win the game. This game was very defensive from the very beginning. Neither team could get things going. It was just, I don't know what to say, man. This was a very strange game. Joshua Dobbs didn't play bad, in my opinion. I would say his players just weren't really executing. Their defense wasn't stepping up when they needed it the most. But yeah, Cortland Sutton is making plays left and right. You could probably look at one of my early videos. I was a little bit frustrated that Cortland Sutton was still on the team in the offseason. They're talking about trades and everything like that right before the season starts. And, I wasn't really a big fan of Cortland Sutton, coming into this season. I was a big supporter of him in previous years. And he kind of had 2 kind of stale years. And then here he is this year, second in league in touchdowns and red zone touchdowns. I believe he's first. So it's pretty insane what Cortland Sutton has been able to do this particular season, becoming that wide receiver 1 for Russell Wilson. But I want to see the other receivers get involved. I'm not really seeing anything outside of Cortland Sutton. No one else is getting any big share, in the ball here. But yeah, the run game wasn't really working against this Vikings defensive line. They have a very good blitz game and just a lot of guys in the box. So it was very difficult to run on the Vikings. But we were able to close it out at the end. It was a close game. Came down to the final drive. Defense had to step up and make a play, and they were able to hold him out. And Joshua Dobbs had a crucial intentional grounding penalty, and kind of sealed the game right there. But this was close, man. This was a lot closer than it needed to be. Broncos are on a 4-game win streak, 5-5 for the first time this late in the season, probably till I don't even know how long. But hey, we don't be surprised if the Broncos slip in the playoffs. Don't be surprised. But big win for the Broncos. Very proud of them. Was very happy for that. Next we have Monday night with the Eagles and the Chiefs. This game was back and forth. The Chiefs should have blew out the Eagles, to be honest. A lot of turnovers, a lot of drop passes, and just poor play by the Chiefs. Jalen Hurts didn't do nothing fancy this game. The run game was okay for the Eagles, but yeah, this game just came down to who wanted it more and just bad football play. And the Chiefs, unfortunately, were just not good enough. They just weren't good enough this game. But it is what it is. The Eagles got their revenge, kind of. The Chiefs just didn't have, I knew they didn't have like a star receiver, but they really don't have like any real receivers. And, I feel like that's what separates a great quarterback from a legendary one. You can work with whatever you got. You're telling me that you're gonna blame just the receivers for the Chiefs' loss? Like, nah. Patrick Mahomes, he did overthrow him a little bit on that last play. Was it a catchable ball by an elite level receiver? Easily. He could have threw a better pass. He could have threw it a little bit farther to the left, let it moon a little bit longer. Could have threw it a little bit shorter. It wasn't all the receiver's fault. Everyone's going to blame the receiver, but it could have been a better pass. But, yeah, that's pretty much all the games that happened for week 11 there. But we're going to go on to week 12. We have Thanksgiving this week, so we have some games on Thursday and Friday. And, yeah, this is going to be a very, very fun little set of games we got going here. As you can see here at 12 o'clock, well, technically 11:30, we got the Packers and the Lions. I do have the Lions winning this game. I just feel like they have a little bit of momentum. I don't think Jared Goff is going to have really bad games back-to-back like that. He's going to clean that up. The Packers got very lucky, like I said, against the Chargers there. But I'm picking the Lions, man. I think the Lions can close this game out and start our Thanksgiving off with a win. Commanders and the Cowboys, if the Cowboys lose, it's going to be a basic Cowboy loss, Losing on Thanksgiving, prime time. A lot of people are going to be mad, 49ers and the Seahawks, picking the 49ers. These are pretty basic games. All these games should have a clear-cut winner. Let's see if there's any upsets, though. So there's actually a game on Friday at 2 o'clock, and I didn't remember if there was a game last Friday or not. So when I saw this, I was kind of like a little bit confused in a way. But either way, I'm picking the Dolphins. Am I going to really watch this game? Probably not. I have work on Friday, actually. But even if I didn't, I probably wouldn't pay that much attention to this game. Backup quarterback for the Jets, Dolphins. This should be a blowout. Next, we have the Jaguars and the Texans. I feel like this is going to be a close game. And this is, a start to our coin flips, I believe, for Sunday. I'm picking the Texans just because they got a little bit of momentum. This is a close game. I would not be surprised at all if the Jaguars win. But I feel like the Texans just got a little swag to them right now, and I feel like they can close that game out. Next, we have the Steelers and the Bengals. I'm picking the Steelers simply due to the fact that the Bengals don't have a starting quarterback. If the Steelers manage to lose this game, I would find it kind of surprising, to be honest, but you never know. Next, we have the Panthers and the Titans. Hey, man, this is another coin flip right here because the Panthers could easily win this game. The Titans could easily blow them out. It's just a matter of, do I trust the non-existence of the Panthers offense to go up against the Titans? That's the thing. This is a very toss-up game. Either team can win here. Wouldn't be surprised if either team blew out the other team. Wouldn't be surprised if this game ended 3-0. I don't know. As much as I don't want to, I think I'm going to have to go with the Panthers here. I just find it hard to believe that... I don't know. I feel like the Titans receiver core is a little bit better than the Panthers secondary, though. Dang it. I think I'm going to have to go with the Titans just due to the fact that they got a healthy Derrick Henry coming in. And I don't really trust the Panthers offense right now. They haven't gave me a lot to go off of onto why I should pick them. So I think I'm going to pick the Titans. Like I said, I'm not going to be surprised if the Panthers win, but the Titans, I at least know what to expect. The Panthers, I know what to expect most of the time, and most of the time it's just very bad play. Next, we have the Saints and the Falcons. I believe the Saints had a bye week. Yeah, the Saints and the Falcons both had a bye, so both coming off byes. Who do I want to pick here? Because this also feels like a trap game. I don't know if Derek Carr is going to start, but I do know that they're not going to have Michael Thomas. He's on IR, I believe, It's tough, man. This is another tough game. Either team can win here. Division game. I think I'm going to have to go with the Falcons just because it's a home game. But I'm not going to be surprised at all if the Saints win this. And I just think the Saints can win very easily if Derek Carr plays, and I don't know if he's playing. I kind of want to see if he is. Give me 1 second, guys. You can skip if you don't want to hear it. I want to check just to see if he's really that injured or not. I'm going to check one thing real quick. He's questionable. I feel like he's going to be a game-time decision. Derek Carr is questionable with a concussion. Taylor Heineke is questionable with a hamstring. So it's like battle of the backups here. Got Desmond Ridder versus, it's still Jameis. I'm picking the Saints, man. I'm picking the Saints. Next we have the Bucs at Indianapolis. I do have... Ooh, were the Colts on bye? The Colts were on bye last week. Buccaneers and the Colts, that's going to be a close game, I feel like. I think the Colts can low-key put up a fight against the Bucs. I hate these type of games, man. I really do. I think I'm going to have to go... I think I'm going to have to go with the Colts. No, I'm picking the Bucs. Picking the Bucs. Patriots at the Giants. This is going to be another close game. You would think that, Belichick can not allow a rookie quarterback in like his third ever start to beat him. But I'm thinking that he might. I believe the Patriots were on bye. They were on a bye. I feel like they were able to clean some things up. I'm going to go with the Patriots. I feel like just with experience. They did bench Mac Jones, though. Oh, this sucks. This sucks so bad. I think they're going to dial up something. Give this rookie something that he hasn't seen yet. I got the Patriots winning. Wouldn't be surprised if the Giants win, though. Sunday, we got the Browns at Denver. I got the Broncos on this one. I feel like the Broncos don't have an excuse not to beat this Browns team. I'm going to be very disappointed if they do lose here. Next, we have the Rams and the Cardinals. Rams at Arizona, my bad. I'm over here just still on this screen. Got the Rams at the Cardinals. I do have... I do have the Rams, I think. I think the Rams are going to win this game. The Cardinals just haven't been consistent enough for me to pick them. But, yeah. I got the Chiefs and the Raiders. Picking the Chiefs there. Sunday night, we got the Ravens at the Chargers. Ravens coming off of a big division win. Chargers coming off a very disappointing loss. It's hard to say how this is going to go here. This is a toss-up, I feel like. This is a toss-up. Oh, man. I feel like the Chargers are going to play this game very pissed just because of how easy of a win they could have had, I feel like. But the Ravens, man, they've just been consistent, kind of. Gosh. This is going to be a good game. This is going to probably be one of the best games of the week. Going at LA, though. Oh, this is so annoying. I think I might have to go with the Ravens here, man. This is a toss-up, but I think I'm going to have to go with the Ravens. This is a hard week to pick. Bears and the Vikings. I'm going to have to go with the Vikings, man. I think Joshua Dobbs is playing great. You know, we just have a really good defense. I feel like the Bears don't have that. And I feel like he's going to be able to take advantage of that. I feel like the Bears don't really have a great pass rush. But I'm picking the Vikings. Like I said, I'm a big Joshua Dobbs fan. I was not a fan of him for 3 hours on Sunday, but I'm a big fan of him. Either way, guys, hopefully you guys did enjoy this week's little chat about the games, next week's predictions. Pretty short video. Like I said, I want to keep these short, simple. But, yeah, like I said, man, the playoffs are tight. A lot of great games, a lot of close games, a lot of toss-ups. You never know who's going to make the playoffs, who's going to win, who's going to upset who. You know, whoever made the schedule this year, you know, like I'm saying, this is a great schedule. A lot of close, tight games to pick. But, yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully everyone has a great Thanksgiving, get to watch these games, eat some great food, relax, chill out for a little bit. And, you know, if you're off on Friday and you got nothing to do, you know, pop the Dolphins-Jets game, you know, if you want to see a blowout. But, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you next Wednesday.